Tom Perez. Mr. Perez, congratulations.
And the motion I would like to make to the body is a motion suspending the rules, if I may, to appoint Keith Ellison, Deputy Chair of the Democratic National Committee.
That's former Labor Secretary Tom Perez edging out top rival Congressman Keith Ellison as the new DNC chair. But Ellison is still getting a seat at the table, as you heard.
Yeah, and our next guest, a lifelong Democrat, said he would leave the party if Ellison was in charge. So what does he think about this development? Joining us now is Harvard University law professor Alan Dershowitz. Professor, thanks for joining us this morning. So you saw these results. Was this the election of Tom Perez, is this a real directional change, more moderates or the establishment's in charge, or is this just a last gasp of the Clinton-Obama regime, but the party really does want to move further left? And are you staying in the party?
Well, I think I'm staying in the party because Ellison was defeated, and the Ellison defeat is a victory in the war against bigotry, anti-Semitism, the anti-Israel push of the hard left within the Democratic Party. Look, I wish that Perez hadn't appointed Ellison to any position in the Democratic Party, but I'm going to stay in the Democratic Party and work to try to move it toward the center, to try to move it away from the hard left, to try to move it away from its twist toward opposition to Israel and toward American values. It's going to be an uphill fight, but I'm there to fight that battle. We won this battle. We won the battle when at the convention they tried to put an anti-Israel element in the platform. We won that narrowly. So I think we can still fight and win for centrist values. Look, the Democrats are marginalizing themselves. They have to understand we are not a hard left country. When the Democrats nominated McGovern, when they nominated Dukakis, when they nominated Walter Mondale, the three of them together didn't get enough electoral votes to win one election. You'd think they'd learn the lesson, that they have to move to the center. We are a centrist country. And I worry that the Republicans are moving too far right in some ways. The Democrats are moving too far left. It's happening in Europe. We have to return to the vital center and have debates between centrist liberals and centrist conservatives. That's where our country is.
You know, I'll never forget throughout the campaign, when we got close to the election, I spent some time in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Many Democrats in that area. And a lot of them told me for the first time in their life they were switching their vote to go Republican because they said we are not inspired. And this is a place where Joe Biden's father was born. I think Hillary Clinton's father was buried there as well. And it made me realize the Democrats, they are struggling to find that message that does inspire people that live in places like Scranton, Pennsylvania. What is your answer to that?
That's where they have to win. They have to win in the center of the country. They do not have to try to attract the Jill Stein Green Party voters. Those people, those extremists, will never vote for a liberal Democrat because nobody will ever be far enough left for them. They have to attract people in middle America. They have to attract the people they lost in the last election in Minnesota, in Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And Keith Ellison's not going to do that. He will alienate all those people. So it was a smart move on the part of the Democratic, quote, establishment to move slightly toward the center. But I'm worried that the pressure from the Sanders wing is still going to push.
They're still going to push. What would cause you to leave other than Ellison having been elected?
Well, for me, Ellison was a point of principle. I wouldn't leave the Democratic Party because they were moving slightly to the left. I'll fight them. It's because of his history of anti-Semitism, his close connection to Farrakhan, his abandonment of Israel. He voted against the Iron Dome. Can you imagine any reasonable person voting against a missile system that's designed to protect innocent civilians against terrorist rocket attacks?
Absolutely.
And so that was my principled opposition. It was about him as a person.
We'll have to leave it right there, but that is your new deputy chair.
We're going to keep checking in with you,
each
month to see where you stand.
Thank you.
All right. Professor, thanks a lot.